Hello, welcome to Heavy Things Lightly Solo Pod. Here it is. I want to tell you a story. I'm going to tell it the best I can. In a minute, this is going to also show up on the Supra Dinner Society site. Daniel Paternos, a more complete version of this story that I want to share, almost without commentary, almost. I just want to say this. As you know, there is this thing called the Georgian Supra. It's a dinner. It's built on the chassis of the Orthodox Christian liturgy. If you're not Orthodox, don't worry about it. It's built on humanity's essence. And so, how do I know this? Well, we throw it all the time. Out in Seattle, there's something called Supra Dinner Society. It's a spin-off of First Things Foundation. First Things Foundation is, well, it's this pod. It's us doing work around the world to try to serve people who are underserved. Let's put it this way, who need help. Mozambique, Georgian Republic, all over. Supra Dinner Society is a spin-off of First Things that's trying to make money and donate back to First Things by creating a business, basically, that throws the Supra all around the country. You can sign up for it. I often go and do dinners. Daniel does them. There's a bunch of Tamadas that do them. This is a story from Daniel's world in Seattle. He got a call one day, 3 weeks in advance of the particular dinner that he would throw, from a woman, we'll call her Sally. I'm changing the name. This happened about 2 months ago. Sally asks Daniel in a sweet voice, could you come and throw a Supra for me and my friends? And Daniel, noticing something sweet in her, said, but of course I could, Sally. They set a date. She said, all of my friends will come from all around the world. And Daniel said, well, that sounds fun. Our Georgian caterer will come and we'll be together with your friends. And she said, and my husband as well. The day came 3 weeks later, or however many weeks later, and Daniel got a call that morning. I believe it was a Saturday, not important, that morning of the Supra. And the call was from a gentleman who, let's say, was using language like, well, I might use it because I have a potty mouth. It sort of went like this. Who the F do you think you are? You come in and taking advantage of my wife. You know she's not going to have any people here. And Daniel's on the phone receiving this phone call the day of this big Supra for 15. It's expensive. Well, it's not zero. Who do you think you are taking advantage of my wife? Daniel's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You are sick and I don't want to be a part of this. And then in the middle of him screaming at Daniel, he says, okay, honey, on the phone. Okay, honey, it's fine. No, nothing's wrong. I got to go, he tells Daniel. I got to go. Just come over, whatever. He hangs up. Now, Daniel is telling me this story while I'm in the Georgian Republic. He's called me like 3 times to tell me this story that I'm going to finish. And in telling me this story, I put him on speaker because he seems enervated. And I'm with Georgians that he knows, and they speak English. And so now I'm listening to the story I'm telling you on a phone in the Georgian Republic, sitting eating khachapuri late at night with some cha-cha. And the story continues. Daniel thinks maybe I shouldn't go over to this person's house. That seems sketchy. I want to do the Supra, but it doesn't sound good. And we got a lot of money invested in this. So he calls the caterer, and our Georgian friend says, I don't know, but we have it. Maybe we should go. Daniel says, yeah, well, let's go. So they show up at the house. And as they do, walking in, he notices that the guy who apparently was calling the husband is on a recliner drunk. Or let's put it this way, not doing well. And the house does not have 15 people in it. It has no people in it, except for Sally and her husband. And Sally, as it becomes very clear, and as the husband lets him know, is in hospice. She's dying. She's skeletal. But she's very happy and says, "Oh, good, you've made it. I'm so happy. Could you sit at my table? My guests will come soon." And Daniel, looking around, the Tamada as he is, says, "Well, but of course," and starts to lay the food out for 15 people. And at the table is one, Sally. And Daniel doesn't know what to do, so he does what we should all do, the first toast. And he does it to God, to creation, to giving thanks for all that we have. And Sally toasts, and her husband remains in the other room. And then the second toast, to all those who are like saints to us, to the saints. And then the third toast, the doorbell rings. And Sally says, oh, good. And who comes walking in? But an older couple who says, "Well, you said you were having a party, so we thought we'd come." And Daniel quickly figures out these are the owners of the Airbnb, which they are all in, who had come by earlier to fix the water or something. And now what's happening? Well, they heeded Sally's call earlier to come by, because when they came to fix the water, she said, "I'm having a big Supra tonight with all of my friends." And they've come. And there's no one there now but them and Sally and Daniel. And the husband, who hasn't joined the table yet, because he's crying in his recliner. And the fourth toast. And they're approaching the toast, which makes a Supra, the toast to remember all the dead. And Daniel is sweating bullets. Because the toast of the dead might just turn her husband into a killer of the living. But he does the toast. And right about that moment, there's another doorbell ring. This is a true story. And in comes a guy delivering Mexican food. And Sally says, "Oh, good, you made it. Won't you sit with us?" And the guy sits down. And the Supra continues. And the toast to all those who have gone before is the longest toast, and Sally keeps toasting it. And it's incredible, and I'm getting goosebumps as I'm telling the story. And the seventh toast, and the eighth toast, and the husband joins and is whispering in Daniel's ear terrible things about how he's a MRFer and how he's an awful human for coming and taking advantage of his wife and how he ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. I'm not paying you. And the ninth toast and the 10th toast. And the Supra continues until finally her husband is tamed. And he himself makes a toast. And the dinner works itself out. And Daniel actually finishes the Supra with a toast to all that they've been given by all the people who were able to provide the food. And he hugs Sally, shakes his husband's wife, and eventually leaves. And my Georgian friends are listening to this, and they don't look normal. As I'm sitting in Georgia hearing this, they don't look normal. They look, I would almost say, offended. My three friends, listening to Daniel and speaking English as they do, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And as Daniel finishes the story, he goes, "But wait, you have to know something. It's been a couple days at this point." He says, "I got a call from her husband, and Sally died. And do you know that he apologized? And do you know that he was crying and asked if he could pay the last $200 that he has left, because they had rented that Airbnb for a party that he didn't want to have. And now he was offering his last penny, and I'm going to cry right now. And Daniel's like, don't worry about it. Please, don't worry about it. And then do you know that there's another phone call on the same day from the two people who own the Airbnb and said, please let us pay. Can we help in any way? Because that was one of the most beautiful nights we've ever had. And you know, Daniel's like, well, let's not worry about it. Let's remember like who we are. And I don't know if they paid or not, but the whole point is it's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. It's never what you think it is. It's always more beautiful, but can you see? My Georgian friends, I'll end the story and then I'll say goodbye. My Georgian friends, as Daniel hung up, they looked at me and they said, what the hell is going on? This is a true story. John, what is this? I said, it's a Supra. No, this is not. What is this? Why Daniel like this? Why people come to Supra for you like this? Who are her people? Who are her people? Why didn't we throw Supra for her? And then it was right then that I realized I'm emotional, guys. That's our problem. It's the only problem that we've ever had. Where are people? Where are people? And my Georgian friends were like, I was like, isn't that beautiful? And they knew it to be beautiful, but they were like so sad. But I was happy because somehow Daniel got wedged into a reality where he could remember and put together all the broken things if just for one night. That's Everything's Lightly for today. Tune in and like hit and subscribe and all that stuff, but it won't matter because it's not what you think it is. It's never what you think it is. Love you guys. Peace out. Oh, and my Seattle Mariners hat is not because I particularly like them. I wear it today to honor my friend Tim and his wife Molly, who are traveling to Georgia as we speak, and whose Mariners seem to be better than my Mets. See you guys later on Heavy Things Lightly.